gentlemen, welcome to another freaking video. This video, I'm going to give you a little breakdown on the NXT's women's division and the women's main roster. It's gonna be like which one's better, which one I think what they can do better on both ends, kind of thing. So if you guys enjoy this, drop a like, subscribe, and let's get freaking started. All right, so between the NXT, we're talking the NXT women's division. I used to watch NXT a lot back then, like when it's black and gold, like when Johnny Gargano was on there, Adam Cole baby, Candice LeRae, Raquel, Rhea, Io, Dakota, like back then. All the OGs, Keith Lee, all those back. And then slowly NXT started to slowly die down a little bit. It slowly started getting, it wasn't great. Ever since Shawn Michaels took over, every storyline in the women's division absolutely freaking beautiful, especially with the whole Roxanne being the NXT women's champion. I think turning Roxanne heel was the best decision because she is so good as a heel character. She is so freaking good. She will say something, make the fans be like, "Oh my god, she's turning face." Yeah, I know. And then she just like starts insulting you guys. It's so freaking priceless. It's so freaking good. As not Triple H, as Booker T would say, so good. But it's so good. And then even like bringing like Julia and Stephanie back here and Delta, all these people from like different places to NXT to make it grow. It's absolutely just mind blowing. Like even like the pay-per-views, like for the women, is so good. Like the match between Julia and Roxanne at I don't remember what was it. I don't remember the pay-per-view, but that match was so good. I like at that point I thought Julia was going to freaking be the new women's champion, but then out of nowhere, Cora Jade comes back from like a year or 2 years injury, comes back and helps Roxanne Perez to retain that championship. Like, and then you have Julia and Stephanie, who have a rivalry. Like I don't say rivalry, but like they don't like each other. But the fact that they're working together to face when they were faced against Roxanne and Cora, it was good. Like the storyline is so good. They go in depth, and I love it. Like even with Tatum Paxley, her storyline with the dolls and everything, and like showing off, okay, somebody's returning. She like has like a doll of someone, and it's like, okay, that person's returning. Like the storyline with her and Lyra, it was so good. Like he knows how to tell a storytelling. I love it. Like I think NXT women's division now, it's growing. I think that's what's getting people into the women's division in NXT. Like the men's story, I'm gonna get to it. Like I'll talk about that in another video. It's good. Don't get me wrong, but like I think the woman is like literally carrying the NXT on so tight that it's making people want to come back and watch it. It's making me want to watch it. Like I said, I took a break from NXT, and in fact, I'm coming back and watching it. It's insane. Now let's talk about the main roster for the women. A lot of people are saying Triple H is doing a very bad job. He's not getting the women involved in like certain storylines. Like I know people are bickering about the Liv and Rhea storyline, which I get it. I know, but you understand. back then, back then, when it was the Vince McMahon era, God out my voice. When it was the Vince McMahon era, women, if you weren't a Charlotte Flair, if you weren't a Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moné, we're gonna say a Becky Lynch, a Trish Stratus, or a Lita, if you weren't any of those five people, you're not getting any. You're not getting any like wrestling time. You're not getting anything. You're just not getting a storyline. Like like I said, for the fact that like I'll mention Charlotte, for the fact that Charlotte has the more titles than most of these women right now, and she was on the show like 24 freaking 7, but then she has a match against like Sasha Banks, and then Sasha Banks will win it, and then for that, it'll go back to Charlotte Flair, and then go to Sasha Banks and Charlotte, and then Becky will come in the picture, and then Becky will start winning. It was going on between those three. Those three, I don't know, Charlotte, Sasha, Becky, Charlotte, Sasha, Becky, Charlotte, Sasha, Becky. Like, no one else had time. Like, and back then, women used to get like not even 5 minutes in the match. It would be like 2 minutes, 2 minute matches, and then boom, women matches are done. On to the men. So, and like I remember, I don't know when it was, but like I remember the fans started tweeting, "Give divas a chance," because they're just getting to admit matches, and that's where we got the evolution, PLE, which that should come back. Bring back the freaking evolution, women's evolution, please. That was amazing. When it was just a women's pay-per-view, bring that back. But I think when Triple H took over, first he had to finish all like Vince's storyline, so he has to finish off that, but they're also bringing his new like storyline into it. So like I said, people I mentioned, those are people are saying like value. Should I say value? Like for instance, when like Liv won the Money in the Bank briefcase, when she won it, everyone was like happy. It's like, oh, holy crap! Like I, for me, I was actually surprised, but also happy. I was like, oh my god, Liv won something. She's going to be a champion. And then she cashes in, I think it was the day of Money in the Bank, and cashes in on Ronda Rousey, and she wins it. And then after that, 2 days, I think like a couple weeks after, you let Liv lose it again to Ronda Rousey. I think she tapped out in that match. Like, what are we doing here? But like now, we have women getting matches, but also getting segments now. Like I know like in NXT is not like as strong as NXT's women's division, but it's getting there. Like I said, he's trying to get all like the women that deserve it. Like I said, if Triple H does not take over, you will not see a Liv, you won't see a Rhea, you won't see a Selena, you won't see a EO, you won't see a Dakota. All those people will probably be in NXT, or they probably won't be signed to WWE. To be honest with you, some of these people like Naomi came back. Becky was already in, but like Becky started to get back in. All the people coming, like, for fact we're getting all these like wrestlers from other places coming here. That's so you know like it's getting better. So I think people need to take a little, slow down a notch, and focus on, it's going to take time to build the women in the main roster now. Like I think NXT is like a certain point is growing for everybody. It's like, okay, this is where they start. They start from the bottom and they make their way up to the roster. Like I know people saying that Lyra just got in and now she's like not getting used. She's getting used, but again, that's why like bringing the mid card. I think bringing the mid card is gonna help the women's division more. It's gonna bring more story. I'm gonna bring more depth into it. Because once NXT brought the women's North American Championship on NXT, that grew it more. The storylines got bigger and better, kind of thing. So it's like, I think once we have a Intercontinental Champion for the women and a United States Champion for the women, the story is going to get better for the women's and the women's division. So try to think about that. Let me know what you guys think. Like, I want to know, are you more of a Team NXT kind of person, or you're more of a like Team NXT for the women's division, or more Team main roster for women's division? For me, I'm in the between. I like them both. I like them both. I like them both. I will always, like I said, I always like the main roster, but NXT is growing on me. Like the women's division is so stacked in NXT. They're so stacked. Like, it's like you have so many talented people in there. Roxanne, Cora, Julia, Stephanie Vaquer, Delta, like Fatal Influence. You have Lola Vice, Jada Parker. Like it's so, the women's division of NXT is so good and it's just getting better. But I feel like the main roster for the women is gonna get better as well. You just have to give it time. Like once we have a championship, like I said, for the Intercontinental Championship and the United States Championship for the women, storytelling it's just getting started. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.